Day 771 being Christopher Cruz. Just got off of a coaching call. Really, really powerful. We went over her false values. It was so good, so revealing. Like, yeah, false values make a huge difference. Knowing them makes a huge difference. And at the end, she looked at me and she's like, I have an important question for you. I was like, okay. She's like, do you have merch? Like merchandise for my brand? And I was, oh yeah, I have a whole thing. Shoes, shirts, fanny packs, backpacks, mugs, everything, notebooks. But it's not like available. I don't have the online store up, but I have all the products done, created. And she's like, I really, really want something with that logo on it. She's like, I don't say this lightly, that is an incredible logo. And I'm like, yeah, I'm super picky with logos and branding too, and it is freaking incredible. It is so powerful. And she's like, yeah, she was so serious about it. And I've just had people they react to that logo. They freaking love that logo. I love it too. I mean, it's so badass. And when you actually get the real meaning of it, like believers, when they see this logo, they're gonna, because it's so powerful. Like the fist represents God's righteous right hand and his victorious right hand. The lion represents Jesus, and the crown represents the kingdom of God, fighting for the kingdom of God, like having victory with the kingdom of God. Like it is so significant. It's so powerful. Like, people are just they're gonna get a lot of merch. And the fact that it's not just a logo, it's a symbol. It represents something that we're fighting for, that we are fighting to expand the kingdom of God, that we are leading people back to God. Like we are fighting for Jesus. Like what an honor. Like it'll be an honor to be able to wear that. Yeah, just, it's so amazing. So I just feel so blessed that God has given me probably the coolest logo I've ever seen. Like I love it. I love it. Like, and it's crazy because for a year or so, I tried, actually probably for like 2 years, tried coming up with a logo idea, and I couldn't figure out how to combine the fist with the lion. Like it just, every time I tried to do it, I'd do an outline of a fist and then put it on a mane of a lion, and it just would look stupid. And then I decided to invest $800 in getting a professional logo done by this company where they work with a bunch of different designers. And working with the designers, like you give them the brief, and then they actually put together a bunch of ideas of the design, and they submit it. So I remember I picked the $800 package, which was, I think, close to the best one, or I think it was the best one maybe, because I was like, I want really good designers. Like this logo is going to be significant. Like this is my brand. Like, and so I was getting like some decent designs, and then they send you these tips of how to get like the best designs. And what you had to do is you had to guarantee that there would be a winner chosen, because the winner gets the money. And so, but if you don't pick a winner, you don't have to pay the $800. And so I was like, but as soon as you commit, you have to pay the $800 no matter what. You have to pick one. There's no going back. And I was like, $800, that's a lot of money. I don't know if I want to commit. And then it was like, come on, Chris, just go all in. And so I committed, and it went from like 50 submissions to like 300. and it was crazy. I was scrolling through all of them, told them what I wanted. I wanted to combine a fist with the lion, wanted it to look powerful, represents greatness, all these things. And I'm scrolling through all the logos, and I see that one, and I just knew instantly, that's it. Like no one else stood a chance. It was so powerful. It was so badass. And he had it on a yellow background, and it was just like, wow, it's so cool looking. And so it's just crazy. Like that $800 led to a logo that's going to be one of the most powerful brands in the world, like powerful in what it represents. And the fact that like God put that idea in my head of what I wanted that logo to look like, and he found the perfect designer out of thousands and thousands of designers, and this guy was in Indonesia. Like, and he was designing the logo for Warriors of God. Like, God gave me that logo for Warriors of God, not 8 billion lions. It's just amazing, but it creates an emotional reaction. You know, it's like I look at so many logos and, you know, they're word logos and they use letters and stuff. And it's like, yeah, they look cool and they're clever, but they don't evoke emotion. The most powerful logos, like, evoke emotion. And the thing is, this logo represents an identity. It's a symbol of who you are and what you fight for. Like, when you wear a shirt with that logo on it, you are saying, I'm a warrior of God and I'm fighting for the kingdom of God. Like, that is who I am. And so when you see that logo, it represents, you know, the power of God and fighting for God and the kingdom of God and your place in the kingdom of God and you being a warrior. It's just like, it's so powerful. It is so powerful. It is crazy. So I feel just so blessed. And I love branding. I'm obsessed with branding. One of my biggest dreams has always been to have a really cool brand, to have my own brand that is so freaking cool and amazing. And God gave it to me. And it's just perfect. It's so perfect. It's crazy. So when I am out there doing all these different things, speaking, you know, helping thousands and thousands of people find their purpose and leading them back to God, like, this logo is just going to be, people are going to get a lot of stuff. They're going to get, like, if I was on the receiving end, if I was like a customer of this and I found my purpose and I become a warrior, you better believe I'm buying all of it. I want the backpack, I want the socks, I want the flip-flops, I want the notebook, I want the stickers, I want the iPhone case. Like, I want all of it, because it's so powerful and it's so cool. And so the amazing thing is, like, the logo, you know, it represents all that stuff. But the biggest thing that I wanted is I wanted it to create a community. Like, my dream has been, you know, if you walk into a Starbucks one day and you see that someone has the lion logo, the Warriors of God logo on their laptop, you know they're your people. You could walk right up to them. Oh my God, what's your purpose? What are you fighting the enemy on? Like, who are your people? What's going on? How can I support you? And there's this instant connection. Now, I always wanted that. That was the plan with 8 billion lions. And people would just, the thing that they would connect on is the fact that they both want to change the world. That was like the thing that they'd connect on. Now, because it's Warriors of God, like, when you see someone with that, first of all, you know they're a believer. And second of all, you know that they know their purpose and they're living into it. And they're fighting for the kingdom of God. So you've got this warrior who's a believer, and they probably have very similar values to you. They look at life the same way you do. They believe in God the way you do. And they're just badasses. And they're unleashing their potential to the world. Like, it's like, that's why it's not just a logo, it's a symbol. It's an identity, it's a community. Like, it is so many different things. And I just can't wait until that community is created. And I'm looking at all the stuff I got to get done. And I'm like, the thing that's really missing is the community. And I'm like, man, what if I could get all of these people on one call? And I easily can. So, yeah, it's just like, man, all these like-minded people together. The other thing is I was coaching her, and she's not a believer. She's like into new age stuff and spirituality, new age spirituality kind of stuff. And it's interesting. I'm just not as self-expressed on those calls. I'm not as powerful. Like, I'm super powerful on those calls, but not as powerful as I am with a believer, because it's a whole different conversation. When we talk about false values, that's a totally different conversation, because we're talking about the enemy. We're talking about spiritual attacks and how the devil works. And we're talking about so many different things. It is so much deeper than just false values or true values. Like, it is so much more. But so that's making it really, really clear that I can help anyone find their purpose, but I'm really committed to helping believers find their purpose. And I need to honor that, because my self-expression is extremely important. And it's just what I need to do. So anyway, very, very good call. I have another call coming up. with the lady from church who signed up to do coaching. She managed to find the money for the deposit, which is a breakthrough in and of itself, which is great. But she's like so excited. So I'm excited to help her so she can build a good life for her and her kids, and just like, yeah, really find her purpose. She's ready for it. So we're gonna do our first call tonight. I know it's gonna be super life-changing, and yeah, and I can have a real conversation about God and purpose. So yeah, it'll be really good.